friends. I hope you're having a great week and I hope you continue to have a great weekend. So today in my vlog, I'd like to talk about something that I've been dealing with for a long time, and that's actually forgiveness. Now, in order for me to talk about forgiveness, I need to talk a little bit about why this has been kind of a big issue for me. And one of the reasons why is because I have been carrying a lot of anger for several years. And it wasn't until about 10 years ago that I started dealing with this anger. I went to a class where I had to learn how to forgive people. I mean, this stemmed back all the way to like my childhood. Everybody has their own level of issues that they've had to deal with throughout their lives. I wouldn't say that I had the most horrible issues to deal with, but I had enough of them to where it did affect me. Well into my 20s, I was just angry at the world, and if anybody talked to me wrong, I just was so angry about it. I've had to learn how to forgive myself and others to get past this. And I know what you're probably saying right now. I'm sorry, Zach, but some things are unforgivable. And that's kind of true, but at the same time, it's kind of not. What I'm saying is it's okay to forgive them and let it go, but you don't have to necessarily be somebody's friend still or talk to them or even be around them at all. You don't have to carry around the hate. And that's what I was doing for several years, was I was carrying around the hate. Then I had to realize, okay, so why am I getting angry? I had to think back to how has this made me feel in the past? And that would kind of get to the root of the problem. And usually the problem had nothing to do with why I was angry at the moment, but more of why I was angry in the past and never got over it. As I started to let a lot of these feelings go, it really started to allow me to see the world in a whole new way. There was people that I had to forgive. There were events that I had to forgive. There were times in my own life where I had to forgive myself. By doing that, it really just, I'm telling you, it opened up my heart. It really did. And it allowed me to flourish. And over the last, 10 years or so, I've really worked on this, and I've gotten to a point where I can forgive myself pretty quickly and I can forgive others pretty quickly. People aren't going to change for me. People aren't going to change the way that they talk to me or the way that they live their lives, and I may not think that everything's okay. But what I've learned is that if I forgive them sooner, I can get past it. So I'm no longer carrying around so much anger. There's still a few things that I'm working on, of course. The only person that you can change is yourself. And that's a really difficult task because there's a lot of people around you that you're like, ooh, I wish you changed this way, or ooh, I wish you had done that differently. But you can't change people, and they think the same thing about me. They can't change me either. The only person that you can change is yourself. By forgiving other people, it has brought down my anger to a manageable level. I feel so much better. I'm able to be more artistic, be more loving towards other people, be more friendly. I'm more positive than I ever was. I still have a lot of those negative feelings at first, but I'm able to rationalize them away by forgiving the person or forgiving myself, and it really allows me to live a fuller, happier life. Now, there are some people that I'm sorry, I'm not going to talk to them anymore because they wronged me too much, and while I'm able to forgive them, that doesn't mean that I have to be around them. By getting rid of the excess baggage of anger, I've also began to understand when a transgression is small and when a transgression is a little bigger too, which helps me to decide whether I'm going to deal with that issue and stay talking to that person, or if I'm going to deal with that issue and I'm going to kind of distance myself from that person. I've learned how to accept responsibility for my actions and forgive myself. I'm better equipped to put myself into other people's shoes and see where they're coming from as well, which also allows me to forgive them a lot easier. I used to fly off the handle a lot, but now that I've got my anger under control, I'm better able to deal with issues in a way to where I can get them resolved a lot quicker. And I'm not perfect. I still get mad. I still get angry. But by forgiving people, it really helps me get past those issues. You know, the way that I respond to issues has gotten a lot better too, because I don't have all that extra anger built up that makes me go from 0 to 10 so fast. Now I'm able to go from like 0 to 2 or 3, and I can kind of think about the issue and get it resolved in a way to where I'm able to kind of see it from a different point of view, and that allows me to better respond to an issue to where I can squash it a lot quicker. My relationships with my family, my relationships with my friends, my relationships with my wife, they've all gotten so much better because of this. I'm often put into situations where I could get very angry really quick, and I don't do that anymore. I'm trying to see the good in everyone, and I'm also forgiving everyone. I'm talking more to myself than I am to anyone else, but you know, as long as I keep doing this, I'm gonna have a better life. You gotta do everything you can to have the best life possible. And so one of those things is dealing with anger and dealing with frustration and responding to things in a more healthy way. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope that somebody gets something out of this, because I know I've been there too. I hope that if you have the same anger issues, you are inspired to start digging deeper and start forgiving some of those transgressions that happened to you a long time ago, because carrying that excess baggage around, it doesn't help you. They've most likely forgotten about it. Deal with it, man. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, subscribe, and if you are dealing with anything, or if you've dealt with anger in the past and forgiveness in the past, leave a comment below and tell us how you dealt with it. I'm doing this to improve myself, and I really appreciate all of you going along for the ride. So with that said, have a great week, and I will talk to you next week.